Alright, so I had more I wanted to say, so I'm going to continue on with part two. And one thing I'm going to do here is get rid of that because I'm not sure I want that yet. Now, one thing I can do is I'm going to go back to this layer. I'm going to add some color variation to this to add more cool colors. I don't really like the colors as they're happening here. I'm going to go to my quick list here for tool presets, and I'm going to pick soft light. And notice it automatically changes to my settings I'm used to, like this soft brush and then the 21%. I'm going to grab this kind of cyan blue here and just kind of brush it in to all this into the tree here. Let's see, where's the kind of purple, blue, violet? It's technically called violet. Purple is actually this color here. That's technically purple. So I'm just gonna, because I wanted it to be more bluish and not so green. I can add some green into it, but I just didn't like the colors of the greens that were there. They were ugly. So, alright, something more like that. And then I can grab this color here, and I can go back to my hard brush, and maybe I can just use my round brush here for a little bit, add some of those colors in there, break it up. This is just about adding texture and cool color variation. Now I can try adding a little bit of that kind of purplish color. I'm gonna go back to the textured brush. It's cooler to paint with, adds more variation and stuff. I really want to add a lot of that light back there onto this tree. All that would just be detailed, so I'm just, like texture, so I'm just kind of showing it a little bit like that. Then I'm going to maybe add this kind of green color. I like that color, so I'm going to add a little bit of that to kind of break up some of this. Add some, cooler color so it's not so dark. Get some of that purple in here. Notice it's kind of a, not purple, violet. Most people call it purple though for some reason. I don't know. It's one of those things. Purple is truly this. Oops. That's truly purple. And then that's closer to pink. And then violet. Where's a good violet color? Here we go. And this is just to add, variation to the painting. You want to add different colors, so it's not all just the same. And the color, again, you're sticking to the color theory, because all color theory is that you have a, well, in this case, I'm having more of a contrast type of color scheme, and which just means that you contrast warm with cool, and that's the general rule. But you want to, I think it looks better when you have a lot of color variation and not just, you don't want just like for example, you don't want like Superman, blue and red. I mean, who the hell dresses like that? It's ugly. It's an ugly contrast. So when you are contrasting, you want to think, well, what colors look good contrast together? And then it's just, hey, I'm going to take some bunch of cool colors. That's gonna be the, you want to probably have one or more of them be the dominant. You don't have to. You can have a complete balance, but usually works better if you have a little bit of like one is a little bit more dominant than the other. So in my case, the cool is a lot more dominant than the warm. And not really sure what all this is going to be in the background yet, but I'm thinking it can be, some type of towers and stuff. Maybe there's like little, you can have like little, okay, what's going on? How come nothing's happening? Oh, that's right. I'll just go ahead and push these together because I'm pretty sure I kind of like what's going on back there. So I'm always, I don't really work with very many layers And you can work with however many layers you need to work with, but I typically don't work with too many. And that's all so far in the background. So I'm trying to make it look like it's so far in the background that you just barely get a glimpse of some form back there. Like there's something back there. You just can't quite tell what it is. Just kind of hinting at shapes. I kind of want to hint more at, like texture and stuff too, just a little bit. Like, you can see some of the really rocky textures back there, maybe. Maybe like there's like some type of bush thing here. No, could be like a tree thing or something, but. Now I can kind of zoom in a little bit, take a slightly smaller brush. I just want to really shape this up more. Really want to give the impression that we're looking at part of a castle back here. Right, so, then you can go and add more detail and stuff to it. I'm thinking this can actually be like a door opening or something back here. Like part of like an entrance, that's like, yeah, that could work. That's part of the entrance maybe. Like that, and then this is all kind of being hidden in the fog or whatever. Maybe add a little bit more shape back here, like there's some tree branches. You can just barely see them as they're going in the distance. Add a little bit of texture there. Notice the slightest little strokes, just a little bit of change, and it adds like all this depth. It's really kind of cool how you can do that. Just takes a couple little strokes and depth, and you got stuff going back there and just leads imagination. So as you can see, it really starts, coming together as you start to kind of get more of an idea of what's happening here, what's the story here, and stuff like that. And so I'm starting to get happy with how all this is looking. I like the color variation that I got going on here. It's working good together. And now it's just a matter of getting it all to work together. And then I got to think about, what's happening in this painting. What is this place? Like a magical place. And I'm going to do a new layer here. I'm going to use my ink brush, same one I ink with. And the reason why I want to use that is I want to make sure I get nice, strong, I want this darkest color. And I'm thinking about there's going to be like some, like stuff like in the foreground here. It's like connected. And maybe I want to really get that nice stark contrast here where it really breaks up there, and there's something like in there, and that goes up into the tree, and maybe we can add like couple little circles here. Let's go back to this brush and do that really quick. Start again with the pink. And maybe one right here. And I don't know, this just kind of gives the illusion, the idea that people live here, that there's something happening. Something's going on, and it's not just all uninhabited. It's inhabited. It's alive. People actually live here or something, and maybe it's magical. Want to really kind of break this up, and I'm using the pen brush again. That's what I call my ink brush. You can get my brushes by buying any of my downloads. My brushes come with them. That one has some growth coming over it, like it's really just kind of back there, It's kind of cool. Maybe this one has like a couple roots in front of it. No, just like a root like that or something. So you can see like, yeah, people live in here. It's kind of natural, but not like they kind of add stuff to it. I'm going to zoom in to do this here. I just want to add some light reflecting off parts of this just to kind of show that you want to add some of the lighting. Come on. Sometimes it takes a couple times to really get that stroke right. All this, needs a lot more detail. I just don't feel like doing it right now. And notice I'm working on a layer in front. That way, if I need to, if I don't like what I do, I can always go back and change it. It's good using the ink brush to really add the fine details you want. It really helps you do that. Finally, I think what might look cool is I'm going to do another layer just to see. Whenever I test stuff out, I usually do a new layer. And I'm going to do like a person or something, and he's going to be somewhere, give it a sense of scale. Or he might be really tiny. You can look at it that way too, because that's possible. But I want to get a sense of scale. This is like a huge place, so what color? I'm going to use this kind of color here and start to just kind of add in basic shapes here. Trying to think what the person should be doing, if they should just be kind of standing there or if they should be I guess they can just kind of be like that. And now I can take my eraser, just gonna kind of come in here and just fix some of this up. So something like that, and since it's just concept work, you're not at this point, this could be concept work, or at this point you're not worried about details and stuff. So I'm going to kind of make them more silhouetted, and then I'm going to show you a cool trick. It's just kind of what we did with the tree and stuff, but you can do it with people too. So you just kind of paint your character the way you want it, add some of the a little bit of the highlights that would be hitting the character. And notice I'm not going for like any detail yet. It's just, really just kind of dumb basic. I'm gonna, maybe they have like long hair. They have some kind of suit on or something, some type of clothes, obviously. Really generic. I'm not worried about giving any sort of life or character or anything yet. It's just okay, something like that, right? Now once you have the character just kind of silhouetted and you have a general idea of what they look like, take one of this background color, in this case, what he's getting kind of close to, which is back here, and you can kind of fade some of him with the soft brush and make him look like atmosphere, like he's back there somewhere. You can do the same thing with this kind of pink color, maybe just a little bit, and then a little bit of this warm color just to kind of warm part of him up, and then you want anyway like that. That should be enough. And then he looks like he's being lit up by the light. See, it's like the background here is kind of, he's like in the mist, he's like in the atmosphere, and then the light is also reflecting off this atmosphere, making that part of it orange. And then what I can also do is on this layer here, back on the background layer, I'll make one layer just in case I don't like it. Once you get to the point where you're kind of liking the image, you want to make little layers here and there to test stuff out. And I'm just trying to see, add just a little bit of light. No, too much. I'll have to do it on this layer actually. Just a little bit coming out like that. Maybe add some of the pink. I'm out of time just about. Add just a little bit of the pink on those ones like that. That might be too much. And then add a little bit smaller and just a little bit of yellow towards the top there. There you go. That kind of makes it look more atmospheric and stuff. So that would be pretty much it. I'm done with the concept. And hopefully you've learned some stuff about speed painting and how to save time and get to this point. Once you're at this point here and you kind of have something working for you, then you can go and just keep working on it, keep adding more and more details, start to really bring your vision to life. And really it's just a matter of zooming in now and getting smaller and smaller brushes. So you start with big brushes and you get smaller and smaller and smaller, and this is where you get to this point. And then once you're at this point here, which is the speed painting, then you can, the concept, everything's done. Then it's just a matter of keep getting smaller and smaller brushes until you get a finished painting. Thank you for watching. Please visit the website.